Hinduism is diverse. No single set of beliefs can represent its numerous traditions. Nonetheless, the various beliefs share several basic concepts which help us to understand how most Hindus see and respond to the world. Hinduism begins simply by differentiating between spirit and matter. Spirit includes two things, namely Atman, which is the individual self or soul, and Brahman, which is the supreme self, the universal soul or God. Atman. Atman means eternal self. The self here does not represent our mortal body. Instead, it refers to the immortal part of an individual self that does not die and will exist for eternity. It refers to the soul. Brahman. Brahman is the supreme universal spirit that is eternal and unchanging. Hindu holy books refer to Brahman as being present throughout the entire universe. The Hindus believe that all living beings carry a part of Brahman within them, which is the Atman. The goal is to realize that Atman and Brahman are one, that our individual souls are a part of the universal soul. It is like realizing that we are all drops in the same ocean. Karma. This is the idea that your actions have consequences, either in this life or the next life. Good deeds lead to positive outcomes, while bad deeds lead to negative ones. It's like a cosmic balance sheet. The universal law of karma of action and reaction determines each soul's unique destiny. Dharma. While in simple terms, dharma means right way of living and path of righteousness, as per the concepts of Hinduism, dharma is more than just that. Dharma is your duty or moral responsibility in life. It is about doing what is right according to your position and your role in the society. For example, a teacher's dharma is to educate, a parent's dharma is to care for their children, and so on. Dharma isn't universal and may differ from person to person. For example, if a man on his way home going to save his dying father encounters a woman being kidnapped, is his dharma to save the woman or is his dharma to save his dying father? This is where the conflict of dharma arises, often called dharma sankat. The choice of deciding what is your dharma is given to the individual in Hinduism. There is no one-size-fits-all concept in relevance to dharma. Samsara. The repeated cycle of birth and death, passing from one body to another, is called samsara. At death, many Hindus believe that the soul is carried by a subtle body into a new physical body, which can be a human or a non-human form. This process of birth and death is a never-ending cycle. This is because as long as you live in a body, you are bound to do karma, and you inevitably will reap its fruits, either good or bad. So samsara never ends until the soul reaches liberation, also called moksha. Moksha. Moksha means the release from samsara and is also the ultimate goal of life and soul. The soul is compared to a drop of water and liberation to its merging into the vast ocean, which represents the Supreme Soul or God, upon which there is no difference between the Atman and the Brahman. They become one and the same. Prakriti. In the Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti is described as nature, the matrix that gives birth to living beings and forms material things. It can include the force of life, the earth, stars, universes, galaxies, and more. Everything made of matter in Prakriti undergoes 3 stages of existence. Number 1, it is created. Number 2, it remains for some time. And number 3, it is inevitably destroyed. Prakriti is made up of 3 gunas or qualities. Sattva, which means goodness, Rajas, which means passion, and Tamas, which means ignorance. Maya. Maya is the association with Prakriti that prevents people from knowing or realizing the Brahman or God. Maya not only conceals the essential nature of Brahman but also creates the condition of the mind that sees the created objects or Prakriti as the source of happiness and causes attachment to them. It is a concept of illusion and refers to how a person's self-centeredness and existence can prevent them from seeing the truth of the universe. Prakriti and Maya are also created by the Brahman, in other words, God, for the purpose of recreation or Leela, and it is by nature a divine energy and therefore difficult to overcome by the Atman, unless the Atman attains moksha. Purusharth. The Purusharth expresses an understanding of human nature that people have different desires and purposes, which are all legitimate in their context, and thus sets 4 goals in the life of a human. They are Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma in this context means truth, righteousness, the right way of living, and human behaviors considered necessary for the order of things in the world. Being conscious in your actions, words, and thoughts, having compassion and sensitivity to the needs of others, and being awake to the existence of the divine within you can bring stability within and outside of you. Artha. Artha includes everything in your environment that allows you to live a fulfilling life, and also the means to achieve it. So in simple terms, Artha means resources. It includes knowledge, friendship, love, career, skills, good health, and prosperity. Artha is the security of having the material comfort you need to live in the world with ease. While some people think that to be spiritual means to be poor, Artha is not about rejecting the world and its resources, but being content with the things you own. It is to live skillfully in a world of material objects that exist for your benefit. Kama. Kama is often referred to as lust or sex, but is more than just that. Kama relates to pleasure, which can be sensuality, but is also art, music, beauty, love, intimacy, affection, fellowship, and kindness. It is what brings a sense of delight to your life. The right kinds of pleasure lead you towards your dharma and help you fulfill it with passion. Kama also signifies sensual pleasures, which in turn affirms the importance Hinduism places on the institution of marriage and procreation. Dharma is considered the first of the Purushartha because without Dharma, Artha and Kama can easily become self-destructive. However, Artha and Kama, when balanced, also serve to support your dharmic path. Moksha. The final and the ultimate goal of a human life is to attain moksha and to detach oneself from the cycle of birth and death and be one with the Brahman. Guru. The Guru plays a central role in Hinduism, often acting as the intermediary between the souls and the Supreme. The expectation is to pass down the knowledge from one person to another and for generations about the ways of life and how to attain Brahman while dealing with your routine life, intoxicated with Maya and Prakriti. A guru teaches through example and conveys knowledge and wisdom to his disciples. The disciple, in turn, becomes a teacher, so the lineage continues through the generations. Kal. Kal refers to the Hindu concept of time, which is considered to be cyclic in nature, which conflicts with the Western cycle of time, which is linear. Like the continuous cycle of day and night, cycle of the rotation of Earth around the Sun, time is also considered cyclic. Therefore, it is categorized into 4 ages, also called yugas. They are Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Today, we are 5,000 years into the Kali Yuga. To know more about the Hinduism concept of time in detail, watch the video linked in the comments below. Yoga. Yoga is not just physical exercise, but a spiritual practice aimed at uniting the individual soul with the universal soul. There are different paths of yoga, including Karma Yoga, which is the yoga of action, Bhakti Yoga, which means the yoga of devotion, and Jnana Yoga, which means the yoga of knowledge. These concepts vary in interpretation and emphasis among different Hindu traditions, but they form the core of the Hindu philosophical thought about life and existence. But essentially, Hinduism teaches that by living the righteous life, fulfilling our duties, and seeking spiritual knowledge, we can ultimately achieve liberation from the cycle of birth and death and unite with the divine.